Hey! 12 o'clock, 800 yards!
I see it! What do you want, Tom?
In the dying days of World War II, when Germany is crumbling and every soldier knows the end is near, a lone Nazi officer rides a white horse through a battlefield of smoke and silence. From the shadows, Sergeant Don Collier strikes, killing the officer and sending the horse galloping free into the fog. And just like that, we are pulled into the brutal world of his Sherman tank, a machine nicknamed Fury. Inside, the crew waits. Bible with his quiet faith, Gordo Garcia with his grit, and Grady Travis cursing as he works the machine back to life. Grief hangs heavier than the stench of oil. They've just buried a brother in arms. Grady blames Wardaddy for their loss.
It's your fault! God damn it, ain't you done yet?
But before the argument can burn, the battlefield erupts again. Shells rain down, metal screams, and at the moment Fury roars back to life, the crew has no choice but to charge forward. Back in the Allied camp, Wardaddy meets Sergeant Binkowski, a brief exchange between men who have seen far too much.
You were dead. Don, glad you made it back.
A soldier asks where the rest of Wardaddy's platoon is. The answer is written on his face before he speaks. His crew is all that remains. Inside Fury, Bible, Gordo, and Grady whisper about Red, their fallen brother. Wardaddy enters with sharp orders that shove them back into the rhythm of war.
Water and gas, and chow, and do what you can about the mechanical issues.
But when he is alone again, even he cannot escape the weight of Red's absence. Not long after, a fresh-faced soldier approaches. Private Norman Ellison, barely trained, barely old enough, Fury's new assistant driver and bow gunner. 8 weeks in the army, and they've sent this boy to fill a dead man's place. Wardaddy's instructions are blunt. Stick with the crew, follow orders, and don't get close.
Do as you're told. Don't get too close to anyone.
Norman finds the others clustered around Fury, tools in hand, grease on their faces. Gordo rummages through Norman's bag for a cigarette and finds only a book, more scholar than soldier.
Can I please have my book back? Where's your cigarette? I don't smoke.
The questions come fast, more intimidation than curiosity, and Grady gives him his first order, clean the inside of Fury.
You from Missouri? Now you from Arkansas, ain't you?
Get a bucket of hot water from the kitchen, get that shit clean.
The boy climbs into the steel beast, and reality crashes down. Blood coats the walls, the stench clings to the air, and then, a torn face, left behind like a grotesque relic. Norman stumbles out, retching in the mud. Elsewhere, Wardaddy talks with soldiers about the grim state of the campaign, but the talk shatters when an SS prisoner is dragged into camp. Fury's crew descends on him. Fists, boots, rage spilling from wounds that never heal until others pull them off. Wardaddy leans close to Norman. Every German he sees must die. Norman admits he's never killed a man. Grady presses a pistol into his trembling hands. Learn quick, he growls, or you'll get us killed.
SS. You kill every last one you can, the real asshole. Done much killing?
No.
You will.
Yeah. Open it. Now you killing. Close it up. Now you ain't.
Wardaddy is already planning the next move. The platoon will march again, and Norman will have to decide if he can become the soldier this war demands. After the plan is laid out, Fury rumbles back onto the road. They pass lines of civilians fleeing the wreckage, faces hollow, belongings clutched tight. Wardaddy warns his men to stay sharp. Enemies could be hiding anywhere, even among the broken
There might
families.
be a wolf hiding in the sheep. Kid, you're up. Cast an eyeball on.
From the tree line, Norman spots movement. His finger hovers. Hesitation roots him. A heartbeat later, a tank ahead bursts into flame, men screaming as steel turns coffin. One soldier, engulfed in fire, turns his weapon on himself. Wardaddy reacts without pause, Fury charging into the trees and cutting down the ambushers, children in stolen uniforms, rifles too big for them. He storms back to Norman, words sharp as steel. One man is dead because he hesitated.
Why didn't you take the shot?
He was just a kid.
Look! That's your fucking fault.
Norman lowers his eyes, guilt heavier than the tank itself. Wardaddy takes command of the platoon and drives on to Captain Wagoner.
All tanks, Wardaddy. Looks like I'm it. I'll lead the column. Let's get us where we're going.
Wagoner greets Wardaddy with frustration edge deep. Reinforcements never came. All he has is Fury and her battered crew. Still, he trusts Collier. The mission, rescue a group of pinned down soldiers in enemy territory.
Here's the deal. I got a platoon trapped in this beef filled by machine guns. Handguns there, possibly there. I don't know. Take the guns out.
Fury and the platoon move out, tanks up front, infantry in their shadow. The countryside erupts, machine guns chattering from nests, anti-tank rounds cracking the air. Black
Fire! On the line!
Inside fury, Norman falters. Through his sights, he sees an enemy taking aim. Panic freezes him. Bible's quick shot saves them. Gordo drags him back to reality, pointing to a wounded German and ordering Norman to finish it. Norman hesitates. The man is already ruined. But in this war, you never leave an enemy breathing. The shot he finally fires echoes louder in his head than any explosion. He breaks, refusing to fight, but outside the battle doesn't care. Wardaddy scolds him. Gordo tells him this is what war does. It breaks men, and you survive by accepting it. The crew crushes the last resistance. A soldier kneels to pray over a dying man, a small mercy in a place that's forgotten it. Wardaddy corners Norman and learns the truth. The boy wasn't trained for combat, pulled from a desk and dropped into Germany's killing
I
fields.
promised my crew a long time ago I'd keep them alive. You're getting in the way of that.
Shouts rise as soldiers drag in a prisoner, a Nazi in an American jacket, mocked and shoved like a trophy. Wardaddy orders Norman to kill him. The boy shakes his head, but Wardaddy forces the revolver into his hand, wrestling him until the shot cracks. Norman crumples, traumatized. Bible lifts him up. Around the fire, they tell him Wardaddy's hardness is what holds them
I
together.
might be crazier than a shithouse rat, but we've been together since before Africa. I won't fight with anybody else.
But ain't no crew stay together like we have, Norm.
On the road again, they pass bodies hanging from posts, Germans punished by their own for refusing to fight. Mercy is gone. Fury rolls into a shattered town. An old man trembles as he points out where the Germans hide. He's shot down before he can finish. Gunfire erupts, the square explodes into chaos. Under Wardaddy, the platoon fights.
On the white!
You take the far end, you cover our tail. Got
Heading tanks, first left. Ground floor. Clear, board!
fireman ready.
And at last, the Germans surrender. Women and children forced into uniforms are pulled from the wreckage. Their captor lies dead. The soldiers breathe, laughter breaking through smoke as they celebrate a bitter victory. In the aftermath, Gordo and Grady drag a German woman into fury while others look away. Wardaddy pulls Norman aside, praising his kill. The boy answers with sarcasm. Wardaddy leads him into an office littered with corpses, speaking of war and the ideals it grinds to dust.
Why are you showing me this? Ideals are peaceful. History is violent.
Back outside, he spots a woman peering from a window. He and Norman climb to the apartment and find Erna and her younger cousin Emma hiding. Wardaddy bargains. 2 packs of cigarettes for a hot meal and water to shave. As the women cook, Norman's piano playing fills the room. Emma begins to sing. Wardaddy nudges Norman toward her, and the two slip into the
Good, clean
bedroom.
girl. You don't take her in that bedroom, I will.
Emma moves to stop them, but Wardaddy tells her to let the young have their
Right.
moment.
Sie sind jung, und sie leben.
When the meal is served, Bible, Gordo, and Grady burst in laughing until they see Emma and understand. The mood sours. Grady needles Norman and makes crude remarks toward Emma until Wardaddy shuts it down. They sit to eat, tension thickening as Gordo tells a story. To kill a horse, you befriend it, then strike. Wardaddy snaps at him to stop, but Bible and Grady back him. The table simmers until Wardaddy slams his hand down, spits on Grady, and ends it.
drunk, I'm sorry.
As they ready to leave, a German shell hits the town, the very building where Irma and Emma are hiding. Norman sprints through smoke with Grady behind him and finds Emma lifeless in the rubble. The sight crushes him and hardens him. He resists returning to the tank until Grady shoves him back.
Ash, come on! Come on! Go war! You feel it? Fucking time!
On the move again, Norman sits hollow, and Wardaddy tells him that death is
See
part
that?
of war.
Entire city on fire. I started this war killing Germans in Africa, then France, then Belgium. Now I'm killing Germans in Germany. It will end soon, but before it does, a lot more people gotta die.
On the road, they're ambushed by a Tiger tank rolling out like a predator. Its cannon annihilates the column. Sergeant Davis obliterated by a direct hit. Sergeant Binkowski burned alive with his men. Sherman's fall, leaving only Fury to face the beast. Wardaddy steadies his crew, maneuvers with precision, and strikes the weak points until the tiger erupts in flame.
Bible, put it up his ass when the armor's thin. Hold the line!
Gordo, when I say back up, you back up, left stick. All right. Gordo, now, reverse, left stick. Bible, steady. Now, hold the line!
Silence returns, and once again only fury remains. The radio is dead, they can't call it in. Exhausted and hollow, they share a bitter laugh and push toward the crossroads. Fury reaches the junction and hits a landmine. The tread snaps like a broken bone. Wardaddy sends Grady and Norman to sweep the nearby building. They find only a rotting German corpse. In a rare moment, Grady apologizes to Norman.
Norm. Ain't gonna do nothing.
Norm, I'm sorry. You know, I think you're a good man. That's what I think. I think maybe we ain't, but I think you are.
Back at the tank, Wardaddy stations the boy on high ground as lookout. Over a meager meal, Norman hears it, the low rumble of boots, a rhythm carried on the wind. An SS battalion is marching toward them. He races back with the warning. Bible argues to retreat. Grady insists 5 men can't stop a battalion. Wardaddy refuses to abandon the mission. He gives them a choice, leave if they must. He will stay. Wardaddy braces for solitude, but Norman stays. Then Bible, Gordo, finally Grady. They burn the German courts, disguise fury as a wreck, and settle inside. Ammunition is counted, weapons checked, the MF doesn't favor them. Wardaddy produces a bottle. They share a last drink. Bible recites his verse.
You know, there's a Bible verse I think about sometimes, many times. It goes, "Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? Here am I. Send me."
Machine spots the shadows first, the SS tightening a noose around them. He warns the crew. A German climbs the hatch, Machine shoots him, and the night catches fire. Grenades arc through the dark, tracks explode, and a nearby building collapses under Fury shells, burying soldiers. Under Wardaddy's sharp commands, Fury cuts ways through the ranks until their ammunition begins to run dry. Wardaddy orders Gordo and Machine to cover him. Smoke grenades hiss, hatches pop. Wardaddy dashes into the open, grabs Ammo, and barks at them to fall back. Germans swarm the hull. He fights them off, takes a bullet, and drops back inside. Bible patches him up. They murmur scripture over the roar outside.
Man loves the world. Love of the Father's not in him.
All that's in the world, lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, pride of life.
It's not of the Father, it's of the world.
He who does God's will is gonna live forever.
Forever.
The enemy wheels up Panzerfausts. Silence holds a heartbeat. Then rockets streak in, and the 5 answer with everything they have left. A rocket tears through Fury's armor, killing Grady instantly. Bible cries out, but Wardaddy drags him back to focus. 4 remain. Grenades and bullets hammer them. Their ammo dwindles to handguns and the 50. The SS smell blood and move in. The survivors push back into the fight. Wardaddy mans the 50. Bible's rifle clicks empty. He hauls himself out, sprinting toward a fallen German to rip a weapon from the corpse. Inside, Gordo pulls a pen, but a bullet drops him. The live grenade slips and clatters inside. Without hesitation, he throws himself over it. The blast rips through him and spares his brothers. Outside, the German, Bible tried to strip of a weapon, claws back to life and pins him down as another enemy closes for the kill. Machine bursts from the haze, cuts them down, and drags Bible back into Fury just as smoke grenades roll around them. Through the veil, a sniper crawls closer. Scope fixed on the hatch. Wardaddy shouts for a grenade. Bible rises to answer. A rifle cracks and drops him dead. Another shot slams into Wardaddy, then a second, but he drags himself back inside, bloody and unbroken. In the flicker of dying light, Wardaddy and Norman share a final truth. Norman is terrified. Wardaddy admits he is too. They lock eyes, a farewell without words. Wardaddy stays. Norman slips through the belly hatch, crawling through mud, smearing it over himself to vanish. Young German finds him, rifle raised. Machine's lips form a silent plea. After a breath that feels like a lifetime, the soldier lowers his weapon and walks on. At first light, Norman wakes to the sound of hooves, a white horse crossing the scarred field, an echo of where this began. He climbs back into Fury, gently covering Wardaddy's body, then grips his revolver, ready for the end. The hatch opens. American soldiers peer down. They call him a hero and pull him free into the morning air. Around them, Fury sits burned and broken, encircled by the dead. Only Norman Ellison remains, no longer the untested boy who first climbed into the tank, but Machine, the lone survivor of a crew bound by loyalty and sacrifice, in the wreckage of war. Fury ends not in triumph, but in survival, a story of brotherhood, cost, and the boy, the fire of war remade into a soldier,